second problem po, this is an additional word problem po. And it is not written in your module. So, if you want, you may take a screenshot of this one po, or you can just leave it as it is kasi I'll give you naman a copy of this in our course site. So, you can just go back to this one whenever you want. So, for the second problem, the RFS Electronics sells iPhones for Apple Incorporated. RFS usually sells the number of iPhones on Sunday. The store manager has established the following probability distribution for the number of iPhones the store expects to sell on a particular Sunday. So, this will be the probability distribution for the problem a while ago. So, ngayon po, let's say this is the given values for x, 0 to 5, and then the probabilities are this one. So, let's say we're asked to find the mean and the standard deviation for this given problem. So, we are going to compute this one just like what we did in the first example. So, for the mean, all we have to do is multiply x and the probability of x and then get the sum of it, and that will be the mean. So, doing so, we'll have 0 multiplied by 0.05. The answer po is 0, obviously. Next, 1 multiplied by 0.10. The answer is 0.10. And then 2 multiplied by 0.12. The answer is 0.24. And then 3 multiplied by 0.15. The answer is 0.45. Tapos, 4 multiplied by 0.18 is 0.72. And then, 5 multiplied by 0.40, the answer po is 2. And then, adding everything, the mean for this given problem is 3.51. So, in an average on a given Sunday, the average of iPhones to be sold is 3.51 or approximately 4. So, next, we will now get the variance po. So, step-by-step process ulit tayo. We construct a column for x minus the mean. Tapos, you square that difference. And then, after squaring, you multiplied it by the probability of x. Sorry for my very super-duper straight lines. Just bear with it. And then, for this example, I will only use 2 decimal places dahil wala lang, tamad lang ako. Char, hindi. Mas madaling mag-compute using 2 decimal places kaysa madami. Ganun din naman yung magiging answers. And with probabilities, with statistics naman, everything is in approximate. So, you use a 4 decimal number o kaya naman 2 decimal number, it won't matter. So, I will just use 2 decimal places dahil gawaing tamad tayo. Char. So, we subtract x by the mean. So, 0 minus 3.51, the answer is obviously negative 3.51. Tapos, 1 minus 3.51, the answer is negative 2.51. And then, 2 minus 3.51, the answer is negative 1.51. And then, 3 minus 3.51, the answer po is negative 0.51. And then, 4 minus 3.51 is 0.49. Solve din naman kayo dyan para hindi ako nag-iisa dito. So, 5 minus 3.51, the answer is 1.49. Next, we get the square of those differences. So, 3.51 squared is 12.32. Tapos, 2.51 squared, the answer po is 6.3 or 6.30. The answer is still the same. Tapos, next, negative 1.51 squared is 2.28. And then, negative 0.51 squared is 0.26. Uy, mag-solve din kayo dyan, 0.49 squared is 0.24. Kung ayaw nyo, diwag, bala kayo dyan. 1.49 squared is 2.22. Next, we multiply this one by the probability, this column and this column. So, 12.32 multiplied by 0.05. The answer is 0.62. Next, 0.10 multiplied by 6.3. The answer is 0.63. Tapos, 0.12 multiplied by 2.28, the answer is 0.27. And then, 0.26 multiplied by 0.15, the answer is 0.04. Yes, may nagtitinda pa ng balot. 0.18. 0.18 multiplied by 0.24, the answer is 0.04. And then, last one, 0.40 multiplied by 2.22, the answer po is 0.89. And then, all we have to do is add everything, then that will be the variance. So, adding, we'll have 0.62 plus 0.63 plus 0.27 plus 0.04. Talagang ayaw tumigil ng balot. Plus 0.04 plus 0.89 is equal to 2.49. So, our variance po is 2.49. And then, for the standard deviation, you just square root 2.49. The answer is, you get the square root of, marang naman po kayo siguro kumuha ng square root sa calculus, di ba? You just look for the symbol of the square root. Tapos, press equal sign and the answer will be 1.58. So, that's it. Ganun lang po kumuha ng mean and variance for this given problem. Third problem po. So, again, this problem is not written in your module. This is just an additional example if the examples in the module is not enough. So, the Movies and Television Regulatory and Classification Board or MTRCB, ngayon lang nila nalaman ibig sabihin ng MTRCB, charot, determine the number of commercials shown in each of the 4 night programs over a period of time. Find the mean, variance, and standard deviation for the distribution shown. So, ito yung distribution. Kalma. So, let's say, ayan yung distribution, 10, 11, 12, and 13, yung number of commercials, tapos the probabilities are there. So, again, bago tayo kumuha ng mean, ng variance, and standard deviation, let me just reiterate that your probabilities should be equal to 1 as always. So, obviously, ito ay 50 plus 50, edi 1. So, tama. Next, we can now solve for the mean and the standard deviation as well as the variance using the formula o kaya naman is yung kung paano tayo nagko-compute the previous examples, ganun lang din to. So, all you have to do is multiply the probability of x and x. So, 10 times 0.15, 11 times 0.35, 12 times 0.30, and then 13 times 0.20. We'll do it manually. So, 10 or 1 by 1 then. So, the answer is 1.5. Tapos, 11 multiplied by 0.35, the answer is 3.85. And then, 12 multiplied by 0.3 or 0.30, 3.6. And then, 13 times 0.2, the answer is 2.6. Bigyan naman gusto nyo mag-solve, guys. Bigyan lang naman. Pero if you don't want, hindi sige, okay lang. Sanay naman ako lang mag-isa. Charot. So, getting the mean, we just add everything in this column. Kasi nga, ang sabi, in getting the mean, you just get the summation of x multiplied by the probability of x. So, ang gagawin natin is i-add natin lahat. So, 1.5 times 3.85 plus 3.6 plus 2.6. Edi the answer is 11.55. So, yan na po yung ating mean. And then, for the variance, if fill up ulit natin yung table na to. So, again, 1 by 1, 10 minus 11.55. The answer is negative 1.55. Nakalapat. Tapos, 11 minus 11.55. The answer is negative 0.55. Tapos po ay 12 minus 11.55. The answer is 0.45. Excuse me. Tapos, 13 minus 11.55. The answer is 1.45. And then, we just square those numbers. Negative 1.55 square is 2.40. Again, I will just use 2 decimal places kasi ganun lang din naman. Ba't ko papahihirapan sarili ko, di ba? Negative 0.55 square, the answer is 0.30. And then, 0.45 squared, the answer is 0.20. And then, 1.45 squared, the answer is 2.10. Next, we multiplied this one by this column. So, 0.15 times 2.40, the answer is 0.36. Tapos, 0.3 or 0.30 times 0.35, the answer is 0.11. And then, 0.2 times 0.3, malamang 0.06. 2.10 or 2.1 times 0.2 or 0.20, the answer is 0.42. And then, para malaman natin yung mahiwagang variance, you add everything in this column. So, 0.36 plus 0.11 plus 0.06 plus 0.42. The answer is 0.95. And then, to get the standard deviation, all you have to do is square or get the square root of 0.95. And the square root of 0.95 is 0.97. So, this is our final answer. So, still, if you have any questions o kaya naman clarifications, PM is the key.